Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to be doing an unboxing and on something that I have no clue what I'm doing. I went on Amazon. It was Prime Day the other day. Actually, 2 days ago it was Prime Day, and I've always wanted a 3D printer. So I bought a 3D printer, half off. This thing was 150 bucks on Prime Day, and I have no clue how to use it. So what we're going to do is we're going to unbox it. We're going to try to get it together. I think I did a little bit of research. I think I've watched like 2 videos on YouTube, and we're going to try this thing out. If you have never purchased or don't know anything about 3D printers, this probably might be the video for you, maybe because you're going to see somebody like me who's a newbie who's never done this before and try it, so that hopefully will give you some motivation so that you can do it as well. And if you are a pro and you're watching this video, put some comments down below. Let me know some tips. Let everybody else know some tips and tricks, what I'm doing wrong. Long story short, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing unboxed, set up, and try to 3D print something. I have no clue, so let's go ahead and do it. Here we go. Did I mention that it's the Creality Ender Neo 3 3D printer, and I paid only 150 bucks? Oh, and then also I got some filament. It's Creality, so I'm assuming it's gonna work. I don't know. Let's go ahead and try this thing out, see what happens. Here we go. Alright guys, so we are done with this build. I got the Creality Ender 3 all hooked up. It is the next day. I got actually a little sidetracked. I went upstairs, started watching some scary movies with my wife, but I came down. It is the next day, and this thing is all put together. It took about an hour, maybe an hour and a half altogether with putting it together. It really wasn't that difficult, but some of the instructions were very vague. I took a little bit of my time reading those instructions and making sure that I got everything right. It's plugged in. We're gonna go ahead and power this thing up, check it out, see what happens when we power it up with the screen down here. I think what I'm going to do to make this super easy is there's a website called Printables, and I downloaded an STL file that is very basic. I have no clue on how to design. I am not a designer. I don't know how to use 3D modeling or anything like that. But let's go ahead and power it up first. Let's see what happens with that. Run our 3D filament in. We'll run it through that tube. It runs down, and we can just see what happens. I have no clue what we're doing. Again, this is a first. I will put a link in the description below to my Amazon affiliate account. So that will be below to this. Right now, this was a Prime deal that I bought. I think it's around $200 now, and I got it for $150. It was half off. But anyways, let's go ahead and turn this thing on, see what happens. Right, so I went ahead and I kind of figured a couple things out. The file on the SD card basically is just a couple G-code files that I don't want to use because I want to actually use my own product that I downloaded off of Printables. So what we're going to do is come down here to Safari, and let's go ahead to over here to support. We're going to go to Download Center because I'm at the Creality website, creality.com, and let's go to Download Center. And this is going to ask me what kind of printer I have, and I have just down here the Ender 3 V2 Neo 3D printer. So actually I have the 3D, not the V2. I have the regular 3D printer, so we're going to use this one right here. This is what we have. We're going to come down to the downloads, and I'm going to download my slicing software. This is very important that if you download any STL file, the slicing software will make it its layers, I'm assuming. So let's go ahead, and it has 4 versions here, and I don't know which one to do, so I'm just going to pick the top one and see what happens. I like the highest number, 237 Darwin. I don't know what that means. So let's click over that, and then I'm going to allow for downloads for that. It's going to download the DMG file so that I can actually install this. So let's go ahead, and when that's done downloading, we'll get this installed. All right, it should be done installing, so let's go ahead and open that up. And it's going to probably verify and ask me for my password and all that good stuff. Let's take the Creality slicer and let's put it in my applications. All right. Let's close all this out. Let's go ahead and clear and minimize that. So now I should be able to go to my App Store. I don't want that. I should be able to go to my Launchpad, and then there it is right there, Creality Slicer. Let's open it up and see what it looks like. Alright guys, so this is again the first time that I'm actually using any kind of software for this. I've never done that before, so you can actually see that it's loading up in my machine. Kind of curious to see what happens here. Alright, welcome to Creality Slicer. Please follow the steps. This will only take a few minutes to get started. I do agree. And Chris, anonymous, but did it. Okay, next. And let's see, add a printer. Ender 3 Neo, I have that one, and then we'll do next. I'm assuming this is all the settings. It pretty much has everything set for me. I do not know what any of this means. I know that there's an X, Y, Z axis and all that stuff, so I'm just going to I'm going to just assume that this is all correct. I don't know what this origin at center means. Heated bed volume, I don't know if you guys know or can help me out with that. So here's my printer bed. I'm assuming I'm not going to make any of those changes. Let's go ahead and just hit next. We're just going to leave everything like it is. Okay, let's hit next. And there it is. All right, so let's open a file and see what happens. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's go to, I'm assuming this is the print base and everything. Okay, let's go to File. Let's go to Open a File. And let's see if I downloaded an STL file off of Yes. Yes. Let's go to downloads and let's do, hit OK. It's all supported files. Let's do this little chunky butt guy. So I actually downloaded this STL file from Printables, and it's really cute. It's this little pot that I was going to make for my girls. So let's see what happens when we just open that up. Let's see. All right, guys, so you can see here it is right here. Let me see if I can drag him around. Oh, nope, I don't want to do that. Maybe I can move. Oh, there he is. Okay, so let's turn him around. Check this out. Check out his little butt. Dude's got a little boom, a little bum. I think the girls will get a kick out of that. Maybe they can put like their little pencils or pens or something, or even put a little succulent plant or something in there. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to leave it like it is. I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to make it any bigger or smaller. Let's just go ahead and press slice. I've never done this. Again, referring, I've never done it. So let's just go ahead and hit slice and see what happens. Okay, so it's going to go ahead and process, and yeah, I'm super excited that this is actually working easier than I thought. So, holy cow, that says that it's going to take 5 hours. We don't want to upload it to cloud. Let's save to file. Let's save it to this, because actually I do have that little thumb drive in the my USB port, so let's save it to that removable drive, because then it's already done for me. So let's click that and hit that, and then would like to access files. I'm going to hit OK, and now it's saving it, and it's saved. Look, check it out. So it is saved to removable named Chunky Neo G code. I think we're good. I think it actually sliced that file for us. All right, this is awesome. Let's go ahead over to the Neo. I'm going to we're going to plug it in. We're going to come back to the camera and see what happens. All right, here we go. All right, what it's doing right now is it's going down, and I'm not sure what's happening. Oh, it just touched. So that little thing is a Z probe. It's just touched the deck. And now, that is so cool. So what it's doing is it's telling the machine exactly where the deck is at its certain point, so it knows that this is going to be how to level off. I'm assuming that's what's happening. How cool is that? All right. Alright guys, so what happened was the bed got up to 60 degrees, and it is actually a little warm. Yep, it's definitely warm. And right now the extruder, it changed once that met its temperature. It went ahead and is going up right now. So this is 200 degrees and it's at 142. So I have a feeling when the extruder's heated and everything is good to go, we should be printing. Let's see what happens. Alright guys, what is going on? So it is the next day after this. So this is actually day 3 of the Ender 3. It is officially 9:50 in the morning, and again, it is complete, but not without some errors that I was having. So technically, this is the 4th print that I did. This is the 4th attempt. I have this one. Hold on, I'm right here. Let me show you. Here are the base of 3 of the prints that I did. 1, 2, and 3. And for some reason, they kept breaking away from the bed of the 3D printer. I thought that I had the heat temperature settings correct. I tried different things. I tried different ways, but for some reason, I absolutely just could not get those to stick to that bed. So I tried to do a slicing with a different type of bed. I did a little bit of research, and I think this is called like a skirt or something, where it puts a whole layer. It did better, but it broke away and it kept peeling up from the actual bed of the Ender 3. And you can see right here, you can see these are actually like peeling up. So I think what I'm going to do in the future is I'm going to try the glue stick attempt. That's what they say. You put glue stick in one direction and then glue stick in another, and that actually helps the bed become a little bit more tacky for the filament to stick. So this one worked out really well. The only thing that I noticed, I haven't touched this, is the top got a little wonky right here. So I'm going to show you real quick on the time lapse where I saw that this went wrong. Thank goodness it was at the very end of the print, so not a big deal. I can basically probably break that off or sand it down and it should be fine. But yeah, that's the only problem. Luckily it was at the very end. Okay, so now that I showed you that and what happened there, let's go ahead and take this off and check it out. See, it's not even attached to that. It's just it wasn't even attached. So something happened at the very end that that it didn't work. But I'm gonna put a link to this person who did this. This is one of the cutest little things. It's just a little tiny flower pot or a cup holder, but he's got a big chunky butt, so I thought he was really cute. But let's go ahead and break away some of this stuff down here and see if I can get this to come off, which it looks like it is pretty easily. All right, so that wasn't too bad. And now let's go ahead and see if we can get this stuff off. Alright guys, so went ahead and got all those little extra bits and pieces off of this little chunky butt dude, and he turned out really, really awesome. I'm super excited on how that turned out for my first 3D print. Now again, it took me 4 tries. For the first, second, and third try, it slid all over and I couldn't get this thing to move. And on the 4th try, I was really lucky because it only shifted like maybe like a ½ an inch or a ¼ of an inch, and it messed up a little bit on the top, but that was no big deal. I was able to fix that, and you could see it is perfect. But I do have an idea for this bed. I saw a lot of videos and I saw some people where they do glue sticks and stuff like that, but I have something a little bit different that I'm gonna try that I haven't seen yet, and if I did miss it, you guys can just tell me when I do make that video. So I think on the next video that we're gonna do is we're going to try something for this printer bed to make it where the filament will stick to the bottom without anything, and I think I have a really cool idea that might save people in the future. I don't think I'm going to invent anything, but we'll see. But yeah, that is it. My final thoughts on the Neo Ender 3, it's pretty awesome, super easy to build. You do have to do the instructions. It doesn't tell you much about the software, so you have to do a little bit of research on that. Luckily, I've seen some videos and I kind of had an idea of what I was doing. Again, a very easy thing to build, very easy to get your splicer and download the splicer, download an STL file, put it into the splicer, and let it go do its thing. So if you're a newbie like I am and you're just afraid of purchasing a 3D printer, just do it. It is awesome. It's so much fun. It does take forever to print. This thing took about 5 hours for this little happy chunky butt dude. I will put a link in the description down below to my Amazon affiliate account, which is for this Neo Ender 3. the filament, and I will put a link on Inventables to this guy right here. It is a free download, and whoever designed this, it's awesome. All right, guys, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel for some more awesome 3D printing, CNC, laser engraving, and I do have some other cool things coming up in the very near future that I think you're gonna love. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Put a thumbs up if you have not yet done so. It does help the video out a lot. So until that next video though, make sure y'all do one thing, stay awesome. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Run our 3D, whatever this stuff is. I don't even know really what this is called. This is just the cord. I don't even know. The plastic. What the heck is that stuff called? 3D stuff? Filament. There we go. Done.